Therapists, what's the most heartbreaking confession you've heard? I have been a therapist for 15 years, and I still think about this patient every day. He was in his late 20s, polite but distant. When he first walked into my office, he sat stiffly, like he was forcing himself to stay. His words were few, his eyes always drifting toward the door. For weeks, our sessions were quiet. He answered my questions with short, safe responses, but something in him wanted to be there because he kept coming back. Slowly, he started sharing small pieces of his past. His childhood had been filled with fear. His father was a violent man, unpredictable and cruel. His mother bore the worst of it, but he had his share of bruises too. He never gave details, just enough for me to see the weight he carried. Over time, I saw a change in him. He spoke more freely and seemed lighter. He found a new job, started dating again. I started to believe he was healing. Then one day, he walked in differently. His face was pale, his hands shook. He sat down and, without hesitation, told me he had killed his father. I did not move. I let him speak. He was 16. His father had been drinking, screaming at his mother. That night was worse than usual. His mother was cornered in the kitchen, crying. He stepped in, like always, but this time his father turned on him. The words were crueler, the blows harder. Something in him broke. He grabbed the first thing he saw, the kitchen knife. He did not remember deciding to use it. He only remembered the blood. His mother had covered for him, telling the police it was self-defense. They believed her, and no charges were filed. His father was buried, and life moved on. But for him, it never did. The guilt was unbearable. No matter how many times he told himself he had saved his mother, he could not forgive himself. He thought about it every day. He could not escape the image of his father's body on the kitchen floor. When he finished, he stared at his hands like they were still stained with blood. I told him what I could, that he had been a terrified child, that he had been protecting his mother, that holding on to this alone must have been unbearable. He nodded, but I could see in his eyes that my words did not reach him. He missed his next appointment, then the one after that. I left a voicemail, but he never called back. A few days later, I received a letter in the mail. It was from him. He thanked me, said I was the only person he had ever told, that saying it out loud made it real, and he could not live with that. His last words were simple. I just needed someone to know. I called the police, but it was too late. They found him in his apartment the next morning. I still think about him, the way he carried that secret alone for so many years, the way it destroyed him in the end, and I wonder how many others are out there, holding on to things too heavy to bear alone.